Presumably Safe has some kind of illness that he's already cleared with the admins. Yeah, he may have needed to shit his pants. Guys, while we have this tech pause, let me tell you about Last Champs. When we were in Istanbul, there was a shitting disease spreading through the country. And we thought it was food poisoning from the hotel, so people weren't eating the hotel food after people started, and people in production were off work, and people were having to do multiple jobs in production to try and keep the show running, and then the players started getting it, and they're just shitting their pants left, right, and center. There was like 20 of the players were just rotating off the stage, just with the shitting disease, and it ended up being a virus that was going through Turkey, and I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it was just apparently just a virus. It wasn't anything food poisoning or food related. It was just some kind of illness that was going through Turkey at the time, and it ravaged people. So I went over to a restaurant because we didn't want to eat the hotel food because people were saying that it was food poisoning. So we were like, okay, well, we'll go and eat out at a restaurant. We found a nice restaurant nearby, and there's like these stray cats everywhere. And so we're eating at a lovely restaurant, and there's these stray cats just like around. They're lovely, but they're not tame. They're not happy being treated like a pet cat. And so, it was getting really close to me, so I gave it a little pet, and it seemed alright with that. And then I gave it a couple of pets, and it was like, meow, and it scratched me. And I went, oh, like that, and I made a really weird noise. I went, oh! And Doug was taking a sip of his water at this really nice restaurant, and he was laughing so much at the weird noise that I made that he just spat water all over me. So I get scratched by a cat, dodging the shitting disease at a posh restaurant, and Doug, just a full mouth of water, genuine spit take, just all over me. Just all over me. Straight into my face, all down my fucking top. And I think it covered the person that was next to me as well. I think it was Mimi sat next to me. Just spitting on me. While everyone else is trying to, dodge a shitting disease, I didn't get it. I never got the shitting disease. And I feel like maybe one of the reasons why is that Doug had the antidote in his spit.
That's wholesome.
That was also the event where Doug, he organized a boat to take us down the, I think it's called the Bosphorus Strait or something. It's the kind of river area that separates, or the strait, that separates the European and the Asian side of Istanbul. Beautiful, like, riverboat ride all the way down. Doug didn't realize that they only accepted cash. They had told him, apparently, but he just didn't read it and didn't realize and was planning to pay by card. So we were all on the boat. We've had a lovely ride, we've been drinking, having fun, sunset. We get to the end, and they're like, okay, you give us cash now? And Doug's like, oh, I thought you were going to take card. They went back and forth for like 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. And then, they dropped the rest of us off, and then they sailed away with Doug and Bala. They just dropped us off on the shore, and then they just left with Doug and Bala. And we were like, I hope they're still just having a discussion about how to pay. But it definitely felt like they just kidnapped Doug and Bala. They were like, we're taking hostages until we get paid. We're taking collateral. Eventually, after about another 20 minutes to half hour, they sailed back into the dock, dropped Doug and Bala back off, and they had to go to an ATM and pull out all of the money in cash. Winnable for Yampy. He's only got 6 bullets, though. Tuizel dying too! What a clutch from Yampy! Yeah, Yampy wins a lot of 1vx situations, especially on split. Okay, wait a second. Liquid are fired up. All they needed was a shitting themselves break.